Podcast. This season 2, episode 1. We got Spy Boy Horace, Creole Wild West, and we got Gang Flag transitioning into Big Chief Brian Banks. You know, so y'all make some noise for the. So brother Horace, man, we're gonna start with you, bro. What piqued your interest with the Mardi Gras Indian culture? Like, at what point did you realize and say to yourself, man, this is what I want to do?
But before I say that, let me say rest in peace to Wild Man Jake. What tribe we with? I want to say a downtown Indian. He been massing a long time. He just transitioned. We're gonna be ringing for him tonight on Auburn Street. So if everybody can get out, come out there and get it. I'll get the address later to y'all. But what piqued my interest was my parents. You know, they was into this. My dad had come up from Wild Magnolia. I grew up on 2nd and Drive. You know, when Mr. Roosevelt was around there, Monk stood on the top. We stood on the bottom. Our family house is still right there. Many don't know my auntie's name, but Buddy, Ebony, my cousin, all them. So, you know, I basically come up in it, you know. Like I call myself and many other people culture kids. We were born in this. And for me, it's a difference from being a culture kid born in this to regular children coming along, you know, their parents want them to do it, they 11 years old, because you're talking about I was 5, 6 years old and I was sawing. You know, I was playing Indian second line. On them Sundays, man, you talking about singing boosters was the hottest thing on the street then. You had a place called the Glass House, where the Rebirth Brass Band first started. They wouldn't let us in, but I would go stand outside just to hear the music.
Right. So that just basically pushed you into the culture from a kid. What year? What was your first year massing coming up?
My first year mass was 1974. I was born January 28th. I massed in February. I was the youngest to ever put it on up until 2015 when my son came, Hayden. His picture's up here in the wall, called him Spy Boy Trouble from the Creole Wild West. He's 9 years old. This year he'll be his 10th straight year. He was born January 2015, January the 13th. Mardi Gras was early that year. So he beat me like by a week, man. And you know when you're first born, you're not going to come outside till you turn a month. But this is what I mean by we different. Those who are children that's born in this culture, we ain't got no deadline. You know, we ain't got no time to say, all right, well, we ain't gonna let him mass Mardi Gras, but we gonna wait after the doctor said, then let him go super. No, you coming immediately.
Right. What are some of the top influences that help craft you to be the Mardi Gras Indian? You are like specific people from the Mardi Gras Indian culture, possibly, or like influence people that kind of influence you to, you know, do it.
Well, my first influence was my father, so you know, but because without him, I don't even think, you know. And my dad was from Ponca P Parish. You know, he was a country boy, but he come to New Orleans one time and ain't never left. And brought my mom and them down here from St. James Parish. So these people knew nothing about this until he came. He fell in love with it instantly. When he met Big Chief Bo Dollar, which was a country boy too. You know, people don't know he's not originally from here. He's from Mississippi. But as they say, the apple don't fall from the tree. You know, everywhere my father went, I was right there. But some of my major influences, like right now in my life, the biggest influence in this culture is 2 people, because it changed my life as a man. Brother Peter Muhammad. He was instrumental into the way that I saw and the way I think and what I believe in right now. He was very instrumental in that change, bringing it to the culture. As well as Skeeter, Flag Boy Skeeter, Kenneth Bruce. Me and him grew up in the same house. We used to leave out of his mama house on Washington Avenue. That's the one who taught me how to really put the beauty in the suits, put them suits together. He the reason why I don't need nobody to come to my house and help me do nothing. And most of all, my big chief, Terrence Mitchell, Creole Wild West, you know. This one of those young guys who I watched come up in this culture in the same tribe I'm in today, and took all the lessons and the information in to where what we was predicting 30, 45 years ago, this guy's putting it into action right now more than words. Like he's doing things that never been done that I've been mastering. I never had a big chief to call me and say, man, I'm buying your feathers this year. I'm buying your stones. I'm buying your material. It was never that, you know. And that's how far we done came. But a lot of my ideas that I wanted, without me even having to tell him when he became big chief of the Creole Wild West, it's just
organic.
Yeah, like they always say, if you master the Creole Wild West, when you leave the Creole Wild West, you don't go master with nobody. You start your own thing. And it's been like that for years. From Flag Boy Ronnie was the last one. The world famous Hustle Man, 3400 South Claiborne Avenue. Anybody need feathers, plumes. I mean, we get everything from him. Even if you're not an Indian, you could go there and buy some memorabilia, you know. But it'll give me the chills because me and him run together for years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we like me and Brian, the relationship is bigger than this massing thing. You know what I'm saying? We call him Sasha's. You know, to y'all, he Hustle Man, but I call Sasha the day of tomorrow, man. Look, man, I got this going on, and what's by? Just come on over, you know. We gonna see what we gonna make something happen. Right. But and there's guys like that, man, that was, you know, just influential to me on and off the field.
What's your like favorite part of the process in terms of sewing, in terms of music, in terms of people just being able to come together doing like Indian practice? Like, what's your favorite part of the whole culture?
My favorite part of the whole culture is when it's time to put color to the suit. Because the great Tootie Montana said that we want to be who's the prettiest, not who's got the most beads or stones or feathers on, who the most prettiest. Anybody could be, but can you decorate? Can you make that suit, how we say, pop, make it come to life? And that's where you got to bring out the rulers, the tape measures, you know. I got to call people like Brian or my brother Drummer D, who was also in the Essence magazine, Mohawk Hunters. Got to call them and get advice from them, or you know, just come to my house and hold this on my head while you can measure it for me. Because some of the things that we do, you know, it don't work on the mannequin. Like I could put my suit on a mannequin and me and my wife would be there and we'd be measuring it up one way, but when my chief or somebody comes to the house, we measure it a whole nother way and it come out the way it's supposed to be. But that's my favorite part of it, though. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Like right now, my worst part is putting this suit together. And that's because I gotta, like, with our new big chief, I try to mimic everything he do. Like since he been big chief of the Creole Wild West, and you see my suits, they are really similar to what we doing beyond the color, right? So, like this year here, he gave me the color, he gave me the idea of what he doing. So I'm mimicking off of that a little bit, because as being a spy boy, when you first meet me, I'm setting the tone for you to understand what's behind me, what's everything behind me.
As a segue into that, what's some of the most important roles of the spy boy of a tribe? Like what do your role entail for you within the tribe, Mardi Gras?
I'm like the big chief without that title. The spy boy, me, I got more control. Those who run spy boy, and you ran it for at least 10 or 20 years, you got more control than the big chief. Prime example, my boy Sasha Hustle Man, 3400 South Claiborne, keeping it in the culture. He ran spy under Lil Walter for almost 30 years, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, man, we went from 60-something Indians to 6 Indians. Lil Walter wanted to go right. Like one of those years, I think that was 2005, right before Katrina, I had on Money Green. And we came out Super Sunday about 4, 5 o'clock. The parade hadn't ended, but we gonna make that grand entrance into the park. As we going, it was at the back of the parade, they had a garbage truck coming. Now the Walter gave me orders to go around and get in front of the garbage truck, right? I told that to Sasha. Sasha said, man, we ain't no ragged Indians, man. We ain't getting nowhere around that truck. We gonna hold up right here and let that truck go. I said, man, Walter said, go ahead. He said, I'm running this just fine. Just slow down. That truck went on up. That truck was leaking, you know, guard trucks and all, they leaking fluids and all that. They were funky, bro. But it was a blessing not to be around all, even though we still smelled it on the ground, but you couldn't, you know, wasn't no pictures taken and we had a garbage truck in the back. And later on that week when we did get together and talk about it, and the first thing that Walter said was, I said, man, was right, Spy. I said, but you gave me the order. He said, well, he got it. Y'all got it up there. But we got power, man. We got power. Like my job right now in the Creole Wild West, man, when I meet you, you know, I feel like your vibe is off. Like we got a lot of children with us. Plus I got my son on my side, both of them. Which one of my sons named West, so we named behind the Creole Wild West. So, we spend a lot of money these days. So I'm definitely not trying to get into it with you. But if your vibe off, man, I'm gonna shoot that signal to the back, man. We ain't about to meet these people, man. You know?
So with that being said, I remember as a youngster just saying the Indians, sometimes my mama was on the fence about me getting too close to getting in the crowd because of the danger around the culture and how back in those days the Indians was really more humbuggers and really had weapons and really was with the shit. But at what point did it go from it being as violent to it being about who the prettiest? Like, at what point did that come up?
Well, this day and time inside the Indian world, bro, is like never before. Everybody's so. And whether you three-dimensional or you flat patch, you uptown, you downtown, you cross the river, man, you spending some money now. And you talking about, you ain't spending no $200-300, you know? I guarantee you, everybody who hitting the street these days, they spend a couple of thousand, man, at the end of the day, you know? So I don't think nobody wanna mess them suits up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it done got it more expensive, I mean, especially nowadays, man. And then, Tootie Montana and Monk Boudreaux always said, the only people fighting spies are ragged boys, the Indians who rag. And I think the days of the ragged Indian is far gone. I mean, you can see now, bro, everybody got some work on, some kind of way, you know. But this is, this is the most glorious time for this masking because I never saw this many people sewing. You know, you talking about people sewing, but it might not mask every year. But shouts out to everybody like myself who masks every year. Man, we sewing every year. Like this year here gonna be my last year for a while. You know, I need a break. Yeah, we running like 10, 11 straight, man.
Right.
You know, I just need a break, some catch up on some other things, you know. But this sewing, man, you talking about everybody's sewing, bro.
If you had to give a rough estimate on how much you spent since you started masking up until this year, just a ballpark figure, like what did it be? What number is around?
Honestly, I couldn't give you an honest number because I have family and friends, and I got family like Backstreet Culture Museum. Bought my stones one year. This is the first time I ever told anybody that. That was the only between us and Backstreet. I couldn't afford them stones. And in this Indian game, man, we got some pride now. We ain't gonna ask nobody. Cause you talking about, I'm one of those, if I called an action to give me some stone and you say no, that to shot me down from asking the next person.
Right.
But show you how God worked, Backstreet Culture Museum was reading my mind about them stones. Called me one day, got the number, got the stones from him. A couple of days later, my boy got these green stones who the experts want him to stop wearing. Yeah, because his first couple of suits he had some green stones. They don't want him wearing it. But he had bags on. Yeah. Me and my son Max, 2 years ago, Mardi Gras morning, a day before Mardi Gras, I said, B, I need some stones. He said, I told you I got them for you. I said, not for me, for my son. Because I know at this point in time, one thing about Indians, if it's Mardi Gras weekend and you're an adult and you need something, I got to really like you to give it to you. I'm just being real with you. This is a culture, man. We in competition. You know, if you don't make it, hey, that's less than I got to worry about. But if you save it for your son, instantly you're going to get it. But this Mardi Gras morning, man, like 4 o'clock in the morning, I put a bed called B and got them stones, right? I woke this man up out of his sleep. Now he lived about 20 minutes away from me in the New Orleans East. I don't live uptown. I said, B? Yes, I said, man, I need them stones. Oh, man. I said, bro, you know I wouldn't call you if it wasn't that time. It's Mardi Gras morning.
Right.
Come on, bye. For one row of stone, my little boy West finished all this stuff.
I mean, great segue into the brother Brian Banks, man. So introduce yourself to the world. You know what I'm saying? Let them know.
How you doing? I'm Brian Banks, gang flag of the Black Flame Hunter tribe. No big gang flag. I'm the gang flag. Nothing else. I'm the gang flag. Yeah, that's me. I'm the gang flag.
How long you been massing for?
I've been massing for 10 years, 12 years now. 12 years. But I've been around the culture my whole life.
Right.
My whole life, yeah.
What got you started? What got you into massing?
Well, my mom used to bring me when I was a little boy. We stayed around the corner from the late Tootie, Montana. And as a little boy, that was our Mardi Gras, me and my brother. Every year she would bring us around the corner. And all those suits was elaborate, all nice. But I always wanted to do it, but when my son was murdered in 2012, the guy that's my big chief now, he was a part of a tribe called Geronimo Horace. That was his uncle was the big chief Tom. R.I.P. Big Chief Tom. So what he did was one day, he just saw I was in the slump. He just gave me a board. The Indian head on. He said, man, just take this. So every line on here with a black bead. Bring it back when you finish. I brought it back in 2 days. And it was a nice patch, feathers, all that. When I brought it back the next 2 days later, go put some color to it. So he gave me some beads to put color to it, and next thing you know, I never stopped sewing. And that was in 2013 when I first started sewing.
Did Mardi Gras masking Indian culture, was that therapeutic?
Yes, very, because it put me in my Indian room by myself, and I don't sew in the music. A lot of black mass and Mardi Gras niggas, they sew with Indian music. I don't sew. I don't need no music. I can sew in complete silence, and I don't know what it is. And maybe me and my son had a tight relationship. So he Brian Jr., I'm Brian Sr. I was my only son. So when he was taken away, I just needed something to get it off my mind. Now my son, he loved second line. I used to put him with the money wasters. He was the second line with the money wasters maybe about 4 times. But the Indian thing, he never saw me in the Indian suit. So what me and my tribe do, we did it twice. We dress up in our suits and go visit his grave site on his birthday. Because he never saw me in it. So that's the way that he see me.
What's one of your favorite aspects of Mardi Gras Indian culture?
All of it.
Right.
Because I do everything myself now. I beat it, put it together, cut my sticks out, stone, I do everything myself. So when my big chief, when he finally see me, he have enough trust in me that I'm all right. So when he see me, all I want to do is just tell me if I'm all right from his standpoint. Everybody else, man, you pretty. But I want it from my big chief. Once he give it to me, I can deal with everybody else too. Yeah.
What make Mardi Gras Indian culture resonate with you? Like at what point in life? Like as a kid?
All of it, from a kid up till now. I just love it because you're able to tell your story. A lot of tribe, a lot of suits are dudes make up stories. There ain't nothing wrong with none of that. But it's just the stories on my suit are about my son. Each suit I have made 5 suits. I'm working on number 6. And each suit is a chapter to the story of my son. What happened to him, what we did after it happened, what we doing now, how do we celebrate everything. So I just add on to it, so I call it chapters. And I'm working on chapter 6 now.
That's what's up, man. And what's your son's name?
Brian Banks Jr.
Yeah, man. So that being said, how do you feel about gun violence as it relates to our community as Black people?
Oh, I don't like it because my son was killed with guns.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my son was in that world, so I used to preach to him things that could happen to him. You know what I'm saying? From being in that world. So that world is what took him from me and everybody else. So he left me 2 daughters, and they get to see me on Mardi Gras, but they not really interested in it. But they be happy to see me in it. And, you know, I have my son's name on all my suits, so they be happy. You know, look at my pawpaw, look at my pawpaw. So my family, they all be happy to see me. You know, so it's just what I do in my time.
If you had a message to young brothers that's out there in that world, what would you tell them and with wisdom that you have and gained over your experience or from your experience?
The streets, like I used to tell my son, the streets don't hold you nothing, and you don't hold the streets nothing. Because if you get killed in those streets, that can become an Earl stand. You know, it's not a graveyard. It's not a grave site when you get killed in those streets, bro. And they're only gonna love you in the streets for that moment. After that moment, the movement of your name is gone. So that's what I try to do, keep the movement of his name going. You know, that's Lil Brian, that's his dad. That's because when his friends see me. You know, he had one friend that's a rapper. He make videos. Oh, you wanna get in the video? Those video about your son. You wanna come get in the video? I turned it down. Because I don't really like the music that he be making. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't knock it, but I don't like it. I don't like it, you know what I'm saying? Because his music be more about get back. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm satisfied. The guy that did it, he's in jail forever. I'm satisfied with that. You know what I'm saying? The justice system worked for me. I can't speak on everybody else, but it worked for me. So the guy been in jail 2 days after it happened, and he been in there since. So I'm cool with it. But one of my suits, I really took it out on the guy that did it. Yeah. So if these guys would just, these young dudes, they don't want to listen to the older guys, bro. I mean, out of a group of 10, only 6 of them gonna listen. But all of them gonna hate you. But only 6 of them gonna listen. And there's a difference between listening and hearing. And some of them, they don't want to listen.
It's uphill battle, man.
Oh, man. But as long as we keep climbing, bro.
Right.
That's all we gotta do, keep climbing, bro. Because it's like the more we climb, the ladder go up and up and up and up for you to climb up more. Lost a lot of great people. This R.I.P. to my flag boy, Louis Thomas,
Yes,
flag boy Lou.
Yes,
He just passed away a month ago. He had cancer. And he went a year and a half knowing he had it, but he wouldn't tell nobody but me and probably a couple of more tribe members he had. He wanted to keep it, and he fought. When I say fought, he fought just to make it Mardi Gras. And that was the only day he made it. He didn't make it St. Joe night, Super Sundays, none of that. The only day he came out was Mardi Gras. And he, after Mardi Gras, it just got, his sickness just got bad. His situation got a little bad. And he wound up, I went and seen him before he passed away, and you know, yeah, that was my dude, man. That was my dude.
So this is a question for both of y'all. Like, how do the Mardi Gras Indian culture pay homage to those that has left? You know what I'm saying? And the importance of paying homage to our loved ones that we lost. Like, how does that resonate within the Mardi Gras Indian culture?
You go spy, you can look for me.
There's several ways, but one of the ways that I think we all should continue doing, because I see a lot of people doing it, including you, is getting the correct information about why we do this. You know, I see posters on social media. I just saw one recently. What you was on it, commenting on it the other day, you know, and it made me feel good. And I didn't say nothing on it. I think I hearted your comment, but all I just look at it like, man, I'm not the only one telling our story the correct way. And it was a video on social media of Big Chief Monk, Big Chief Golden Eagle, Bald Eagle. But the whole comment section was full of him just putting on his wig. And it just got away from the message. And there's people like you, a few more other people who I don't even much know, that was defending the culture as a whole. And I was sitting there reading it, cause I get a joy when I see y'all defending the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point I felt like I was on the front lines by myself, you know. Through the last few, I'm gonna say the last 10 years, we done been called everything but the right thing. We went from Mardi Gras Indians to Black Masking Indians to Black Indians to, you know, indigenous, and all I said was, bro, don't forget the reason why we do this. You know, I do this because I know my father, man, he would love to see me right now. You know, you talking about, I've been masking since 1974. I'm 50 years old. Right now I'm on my 21st, on my 21 suits. That's because of prison. You know what I'm saying? And getting away from the culture. But this year it's gonna be my 21st suit, which, you know, every time I put it on, I always think about my daddy's struggles, you know, to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? My mother sitting there who never masked, but sitting there sewing this year, you know what I'm saying? People like that, Miss Dominique Mama, you know, people who've been involved in this behind the scenes, it'll blow your mind. But they will protect this culture and tell you why we doing this. And when we on the forefront and they behind the scenes and without any complaints, and that's a joy for me, because I believe in, if I say 5 plus 2 is 7, right? And you say 6 plus 1 is 7, right? And Brian say 4 plus 3 is 7. We all agree that it's 7. We just got to that point, explain it in a different manner.
I pay homage through my suits. I pay it through my suits. The right information, yeah, because a lot of bad information that get leaked out there and people just go with it and not knowing. But everybody have a different answer when it comes to the culture. And it's up to you to understand which one. It's like a multiple choice, A, B, C, D, or all of the above. It's up to you to choose which one that you know in your heart and in your soul is the correct. Everybody gonna come with a slew of, like, for instance, each tribe supposed to have a certain amount of signals. But each tribe throw these signals differently. You know what I'm saying? But that tribe know what that tribe is doing. Outside world might know, but that tribe know. But at the end of the day, it still mean, like, if Horace Spot Boy was to see us throw a signal, he don't know what it is. When he see it, at first all right, what they doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to break it up.
He gonna be like, what they doing? Then when we finish, he be, oh, I know what they doing. Yeah. So spies like this, you gotta watch, because he been in the tribe, he been in this culture so long, and the culture is shifting a little bit, but you can't shift it all the way around, because you gotta go back to where it started from. These days, everybody got new rules. Every year they got a new rule, and who say you gotta follow this new rule? But if you stick to the traditional culture way, you really don't need that new rule. That's your rule, what you teach your Indians. And some of it is cool, but when you send them dudes out there sandlocked like that, something can happen that's bad, because he don't know what he really out there doing. You know what I'm saying? Turning your back on the Indian, that ain't cool. I don't care
who you talk to.
Turning your back on the Indian, From wall to wall, yes. Person to person, no. Now, Spot Boy can turn his back on me.
I'm gonna turn my back on him.
The love. But if I wanted to keep it, Mardi Gras Indian, I can, do it something, but don't do that. But just because of the love that me and him have, we don't play that with each other. We could, but what are we going to get out of that? Nothing.
See, I do it like.
So, you got to watch who you do it with.
Yeah.
You got to watch who you do it with.
He definitely correct. You got to watch who you do it with, but I don't. I'm going to do it. I don't care who you is. For the simple fact is, man, I sold this. I'm pretty in the front and I'm pretty in the back. Common sense. If I'm pretty in the front and pretty in the back, you saying you pretty, I want to see you too from the back. I want to see. Because sometimes you turn around from the back and you look in a hot mess.
Yeah,
I got a whole rooster tail on the back.
That too.
I got maybe 5-6 pounds of plumes on the back.
That too.
I want you to see how we built this. You know what I'm saying? I just saw a guy had a whole teepee in the back of his head. Yeah, I want to see. I want to see if they got cardboard showing. Because see, all that counts in our work.
That's count. Everything counts.
But old school ways, you don't turn around.
Yeah.
That's one of them rules.
From a distance.
The new guys, the experts changed.
From a distance.
That they changed. Like when I was coming up, and I love my Big Chief, Terrence Mitchell, and Big Queen Elsa Burns right now today, when they took over the Creole Wild West, it was a lot of things that I didn't like that was going on in the culture. I didn't want Creole Wild West to get involved in that. And one of those things was when two big chiefs meeting in a hole, it should be only them. Now, you got every other Indian and the Indians in the hole, and you got somebody with a drink and smoking a cigarette trying to see too. That's too many people.
That's the new way.
In our rule, where I come up in and with the way the Creole Wild West do it, my chief, he always, Spy, keep going. Once I meet his spy boy, I'm going to meet his flag boy. I'm going to meet him, and I'm going on through. I'm not about to stand in that hole. And that's how we play. But that new rule is everybody in the hole, it's chaos.
It's not big enough.
It's
You
chaos.
got guys with suits on. Everybody wants to see this big chief meet. Now, my big chief can tell you, I haven't seen my big chief meet nobody because I don't want to be in that hole. I already stand behind my big chief to make sure nobody, no tribe coming up from behind. Now, my position is a gang flag. We don't have the position that's behind the chief called the trail chief. We don't have that. So I take it upon myself and get behind my big chief. If I don't have another gang flag to meet, I'm automatically get behind my big chief. Yeah, I don't want to be in that hole because, again, that goes back to if you don't do your suit right. People like to pull feathers because they can't see. You got 5 dudes on this side of the Soul Train line, and you got 5 dudes on there. I call it Soul Train line, because that's what it is now. Because everybody wants to see what's going on, and everybody be pushing. And I know my suit, the suits I make, I don't put a price on it. But the time I put in it, I don't want nobody pulling it.
Ain't no gaps.
I don't want nobody wasting no drinks on it. I don't want nobody, I can't see, man. This dude got all these damn feathers in my way and all this. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that because they'll get mad, they can't see. So I just get behind my big chief. I just get behind him, and that kind of like works for me because after my big chief meet their big chief, then I'm able to greet their big chief. See, I don't try to meet no big chief. I just want to show them what I have. A big chief ain't got to do nothing. They ain't got to show you nothing. Nothing. The big chief can tell you, let me true. But I be wanting to see them, just like, I be wanting to show them what I created. It ain't about me wanting to see them. I be wanting to show them what I created. And it ain't me trying to match up. It ain't me trying to compete. Because I don't run in front of no big chief. I don't do none of that. Gang flag try to be automatic, bust open when I see him. I don't play the game with him or none of that. Because a big chief, he ain't got to meet you or none of that.
But see, the rule is, It changes, it varies, you know. I'm old school me, so you know, and I got my sons coming up behind me. I'm teaching them the old way. The old way we was taught under Walter Cooks, man, that I'm a spot boy. I cannot meet a big chief, I can only greet him.
What's the difference?
The difference is immediate, we in challenge mode.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a little boy, this was 1990, up under the Claiborne Bridge, Mardi Gras morning. Walter, Creole Wild West, he was the big chief then, right? You had Jake from the White Eagle. Jake had on gold that year, I had on white. Like dynamite that year too. But my dad and them right there, we up under the bridge. That's White Eagle, so I get hyped for them known tribes. I'm going off. Oh, I'm running back and forth, dancing and hooping and hollering. And Jake stood there and said, man, that little boy finna, that little boy out my way, man. Because I was in battle mode.
Right.
I didn't understand that till years later why he threw me. And I was like, I felt some kind of way as a little boy. I told my dad, I never want to meet him again. He ain't want to play no Indian with me. Because I was in battle mode. Right. So when I understood that years later, that I can only greet a big chief, that's what I do today. You know, when I pass it, only person I'm in battle mode with is they spy boy.
Right.
That's when I get my wife to signal, you get them boys, let me bust him up right quick. Once I know you dead, I'm gonna go grab my son's hand, let you meet them, and we gonna go on run through the tribe. When I get to the back by a big chief, me and my son, we holding hands. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna open up, let you see what I got, and we gonna roll on through. Cause I know my big chief behind me, he got something for you personally. But the homage thing, man, we gotta pay homage to Big Chief Victor Fayaya. He the one told us 35, 40 years ago, man. It's all right to honor those Indians that protected us through slavery and all that, but we gotta honor our own people these days, man. You know, and I can remember when he first started coming, honoring the Africans. People was like, oh, they ain't meeting. That ain't no Indian. But all he kept saying was, I'm honoring my people. And us as a people couldn't understand that because we were set in one way, a masking, honoring the Indians. The Indians. And it was like, and when I seen it, and I was like, oh man, like dog, this dude 58 years straight honoring our own people. You know what I'm saying? That ain't counting the yellow Pocahontas years. You know, that's Fayaya, 58 years straight. Here come Brother Peter Muhammad. I'm in the Nation of Islam. Brother Peter Muhammad came with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad on, the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad on his suit. I seen that, and I put a Nation of Islam suit together, which even the experts say that's my best suit. In my mind, that's the suit I'm trying to beat every year. And them green stones I was telling you about earlier, that's where they come from. You know, that was for that suit. Them stones that the Backstreet Culture Museum bought that year, that was for that suit. So that, see how that family and all that ties in to what I was doing, you know, but it was a vision I had in my mind, you know what I'm saying? And it came out. So, you know, paying homage, man, you talking about, even with Big Chief Fire, you know, he the one that told me, because when I first saw him, when I came home, I said, man, what's all these Aztec Indians you got on you? He said, Spy, all of our people, we're sitting bull, them know. And I'm like, but them and you got from Mexico and Texas. He said, bro, we all wasn't in the Sahara Desert somewhere, bro. And I had to understand that, you know what I'm saying? Like you got brothers who really, they got that indigenous in them and by blood, that's massive, you know? And for years, I would tell Brother Kenny, I would tell Big Chief Kenny, Seminole Hunter, I would tell him, AWOL Seminole, man, he ain't no real Indian, man. But it was like, man, I'm a real Indian, you know? Me and him sat down for a couple of hours on the phone, but he had some history that he was pushing out there. I go and research, and I'm like, damn.
My great-grandmother, 100% Washington from Louisiana on my mom and my daddy's side. My grandpa mama, she Choctaw from Mississippi. So
Walter Cooks, the former chief from the Creole Wild West.
His mom was born on
Mercedes born on the reservation.
100%.
And I've been with them people since the 80s now, because I started with Wild Magnolia. But I never knew this until a couple years ago. Like Mercedes said, it was something that, you know, we were proud to be, but we didn't want to change the mindset that y'all had at that time because we knew you couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? But now I understand.
as we glance into the future, and this is for both of y'all, what do y'all see the Mardi Gras Indian culture 20 years from now?
Oh man, it's gonna be big, man. Cause it's growing every year. And part of the reason why I see it's growing, in my opinion, the Backstreet Culture Museum.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons why, like I said, I done had 2 suits. I got one in here now. And Brother Horace got me in the Backstreet Culture Museum.
Right.
And once I volunteered and I saw what was going on, now this is a part of my family. Yeah, so I see it's getting, like this second line guy I was talking to, Greg Reveals, called him Coon. Me and Coon grew up together. Say Coon, bro, back in the days, you only had about 5 second line bands 20 years ago. 20 years later, you got about 25 second line bands now. So if I can see that's growing, the Indian culture gonna grow, because now you're starting to see kids that's really know what they be doing, well, what they taught. I ain't gonna say they know what they be doing. They be doing what they taught out there. You know what I'm saying? Some kids be disrespectful. Some kids stay in a child's place, but they play Indian. Now, if a kid walk up to me with that rah, 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 I don't even want to deal with you, bro, because your parents got you out here like this, bro. If I tell you something out the way, they gonna want me to respect their kid, but your kid ran up on me with disrespect. See, something about this culture, when you put them suits on, it's a level. It's a level that you reach.
Right.
You reach a certain level, and if somebody tip you over that level, you can shut it down, or you can take it further. I'd rather shut it down and take it further, because at the end we still men. It's still about respect. When you go out there, you still want the man in front of you to respect you as a man. I'm gonna respect you as a man. Now we can deal with the competition basis, the meeting basis, and as long as it's friendly, we good, bro. And it's called having fun. I don't want to meet no Indian that gotta come up to me and call me no other name than Gang Flag Jelly Bean. That's my Indian name. I'm not none of them other names that you want to call me, bro. I'm Gang Flag Jelly Bean. Now once you call me that, we good. Because I'm gonna call you by your Indian name. I'm not gonna call you nothing else. But some of them guys, they run up on you. I don't even like the word N-I-G-G-A when I'm meeting somebody. Because Indians, they wasn't N-I-G-G-A's. So why we, I know that's our talk. But in this, it's you can use other words than that one word. I know they got a million other words you can use. You know what I'm saying? But some of these cats just run up on you, but I still think it's things that they was taught. So I'd be like, he taught you wrong, bro. He taught you wrong.
The future for the culture that I see, it starts with the Creole Wild West. Big Chief Walter Cooks them laid out a plan 40 years ago to what you see in leadership with Terrence Mitchell and Elsa Burns and Me Running Spy. That was planned in the 80s. So all of those young children that's in the Creole Wild West now, from my sons to Bam them, I'm looking for that. Bam to be Big Chief, my son to fall in with me. And as for the culture as a whole, I believe that it's going to go forward as long as the Backstreet Culture Museum exists. Because the Backstreet Culture Museum, whether you know it or not, has become a bridge for the second line culture and the Indian culture. It allowed us to make friendships with people like Horace, Charlie Brown, And I've been knowing Charlie all my life, but never talked to Charlie until I started dealing with this museum. So from that, then build friendships and brotherhood to where it's gonna elevate this culture. You know what I'm saying? Like when Horace, a tour guy give his tours, he gonna mention why we, do the Congo Square. He gonna put the Indians in there. When at one time it was just, I'm gonna show you the second line stuff and I'm out. But, the future of this thing, man, I mean, you got a lot of churning, like churning with the Creole Wild West, churning with wine, the weed, that little wild man they got with the 7-wall hard head hunters, you know, man, these children under 15 years old, they born in this culture. They know how to sing, dance, so, you know, you definitely can't, and a prime example, Lil Wall, Hustle Man's son, you know, keep it in the culture, 3400 South Claiborne. Him and his brother was born in this. They were born into this. I'm talking about their first 20 years of their life was massing with Creole Wild West. Him and Allen, that's all they know. Allen in college. Both of them got careers going. And both of them standing around their dad who's on the forefront, up in his age now, on the forefront of pushing this culture forward. Like with Hustle Man, keep it in the culture, man, people like him, this museum, who know what we go through. Like, when Hustle Man first called me and told me what he was doing with them plumes, I was against it, because I was like, man, you're going to take a hell of a loss. You're going to take a hell of a loss. But his faith in humanity and then the brothers in this, that brother actually just took off with it. They may not say it out loud, but he was the reason why you seen so many brothers and so many children on the street this year with all them fellas on.
I got my plumes from Hustle Man.
Yeah, because we cannot afford what Jefferson Variety and these people online doing. Man, ain't nobody never in history came up with giving you brand new spanking plumes on a layaway plan.
Layaway plan.
To make sure you maze.
Yep.
Right, get you in there.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Things like that gonna preserve us
You didn't
in the
have
future.
you didn't have to pay him to aftermarket.
Yeah.
He didn't, you know, they give you, look, I'm gonna give you 6 months to pay your debt.
Right.
And each month you make a payment, then he was like, well, you ready to start on your next?
On your next one.
So, Hustle Man, Big Chief Beautiful.
From the Creole Wild West. That's where he come from.
Yeah, but now he's
He Big Chief now.
the Big Chief for the
But
beautiful
when you
Creole.
say Sasha, Spy Boy Sasha with the Creole Wild West, yeah, he really come from red, white, blue. That's where he started at. That's where he started at. But I'm just saying, though, people like him, keep it in the culture in this museum, man, as long as they up and running,
Yeah, the culture is
the
alive.
culture gonna go
So
forward.
establishing our own institutes that help preserve the culture.
That's gonna keep it preserved
Keep us
because
on front. All
we
right.
didn't have these when we was coming up. Everything was word of mouth. So now you got this internet. You got what it is. It's just we keeping up with the times of the way the world's spinning today. That's all we do. We just keeping up with it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm so thankful for this museum that I'm in because I just to be at home with suits up in my house. So you know I got a chance to meet people, giving tours. And since I have met people giving tours, I have been in the Jazz Fest. I have done a documentary. I've been in the newspaper. I was in the newspaper Super Bowl Sunday on the front page. The newspaper man came to my house and took pictures and talked to me, and I'm getting a lot of accolades that I didn't ask for, I didn't want. He'll tell you who did it for me. Who did it for me? Who did
I want to elaborate on it.
Who did these accolades for me?
I want to elaborate on that because I know Horace threw you under the bus. Just put it out on Backstreet.
They throw it on me.
Where the accolades come from?
When the experts call me, you know, just like when they call about my Muslim brother, Drummer D. How they getting the Essence magazine? He don't
Who
man.
the experts there?
You know, it's the experts.
Oh, that's
He's the one that laid the law down.
That's the council.
We don't know. I call them the why. That's what I call
They
it.
got questions about
I
you
call
too.
them the why.
They said, man, how you getting Jazz Fest? And he just started massing. I said, who, bro? Your boy work at the museum. I said, who, Brian? And they telling me, I'm texting Dominique. Dominique was like, yeah, the people called me, so I told them about Brian. Which the brother got a suit that tells a story of his son. It's Jazz Fest word. It's worldwide word to get that message out. You see what I'm saying? But the heat didn't come like that. The heat come a no another way. I'm going against the experts and then and I've been knowing you since I was before council. No, one of the experts said we went to Durham together. Throw my middle school in there.
Damn.
You was getting jumped and I helped you. I ain't even know you. That's what I said, bro. I ain't gonna lie, but Miss Dominique at the museum got him in there,
No,
bro.
and
I had to throw it, bro.
I want to take this time to go seriously, because thank you, Horace, thank you, Brian. Horace introduced me to Brian, and for the last 4 years, they've been in my corner. Like, ever since my daddy passed, they stepped in, came by the museum, helped us clear the whole location out, spent countless times and hours with me at the storage every day. We just had to do inventory with so much stuff we was doing 2 days a week, just putting all of the history back together. So it's been a lot of fun times. They still in my corner. Anything I ask them to do, when I call them, they here. Horace don't even ask no questions. Yes, Miss D. Yes, I'm there.
I just want to know what day time.
I'm there. Brian, I got you, Miss D. Gotcha.
Like one of my favorite stories from this,
I really appreciate y'all.
Thank you. One of my favorite stories from this museum is we was in storage one day, and we was not doing what we normally do, archive and everything. Mm-hmm. And my little boy hated. He been mad since like 4th or 5th year, but he never come out that shell, right? So I've been brainstorming for years. I gotta get this boy out of his shell. Brian, state your name, state your game. Just went to pissing that at him. And see, when I say Brian called, like the other night he called, I give my little boy the phone. He said, who that? I said, that's Brian. State your name, state. And he wide open now. He wide open. You see him on singing at Jazz Fest.
Whenever I stop, whenever I see him.
Like now when I told her I got dressed, he was like, where you going? I said, I'm going to take care of something at the museum, Miss Dominique. Can I come? Right. So, you know, I'm thankful for that, man. That museum, you know, broke him out of that, man.
So with that being said, as we kind of wind down our interview, man, if there's, what's one thing we can kind of give to the youngsters that may not have like into the culture, that want to get in the culture? Like, what is some tips you'll give them, some jewels you'll give them, just to prepare them as they enter the culture?
I'm a firm believer in what my father used to always say: as long as you inside this culture, you're gonna stay out of penitentiary. Because this culture gonna keep you inside sewing. You're gonna miss, like I missed, like my dad just said, you miss a lot of events to stay out of trouble. You miss trouble too. So if once you get with somebody who in there who really doing this, they're not doing this for, you know, the like button or the clout. Get with some tribe that's really doing this, man. It can honestly save your life and put you around a more positive people. You know, that can help you along your journey through life. You're gonna have your bumps and your ups and downs. That's life. That's trials. But once you in this culture, man, it's called a labor of love. You know, you love what you do. I guarantee you, when you turn 40, 50 years old, and you hear about them guys like myself who done all that time in prison, singing a million songs in prison, you'll be like, I'm glad I missed that.
What you say about it, Brian?
Can you have some kids out there that really want to learn how to sew? That's why I'm glad this museum, here we go again. Miss D gives sewing classes.
Got one coming up.
And I'm one of the teachers. You know what I'm saying? And her sewing class teach flat patch, 3D, sequence. It teaches all that. And the first time I did it, we had adults in here. But Miss D do things around here that get the kids involved. And when the kids get involved, when you see the kids trying to learn how to sew, instead of getting on this here, you doing something. Yeah, because that phone can take them. We didn't have phones coming up. So we either had outside or you had inside. And to piggyback on what he said about outside, you can get in a lot of trouble outside. Can't get no trouble inside. So the sewing thing for me is therapeutic. It keeps me inside. I'm not an outside dude anyway. So as long as I'm inside, I'm sewing. And there's this one big chief told me, dudes get mad at him because he sold 8 hours a day. And I was like, how he do that? And I know how he sold 8 hours a day. Now, my thing is, you have kids, when they see it, they see the beauty. And they be like, oh, they're so pretty, it's so pretty. But when you tell a kid they gotta sit down and sew it, that's when they back up. Some, man, I wanna learn how to do it. Just how they know how to second line, some wanna get in the Indian suit and do the same thing. something about an audience, bro, with kids. Kids these days are not shy. Once you get it out, I'm like his son. His son been massive, and when I first saw him with that State Your Name, State Your Game, he's singing everything now. You know, it ain't from me, but I just help bring it out. And that's all I be wanting to do with these kids. There's another little boy, that second line, the little boy, I think his name's Sherman. He's an Indian. So whenever I see that little, he said he's a little chief. Little Chief Sherman. Whenever I see him at a second line, we do that state your name, state your game. We do that, I didn't even say him up there. We do that state your name, state your game. And last time I saw him, I called him a flag boy. No, I ain't no flag boy. I'm a little chief. He ain't had no suit on, but I'm a little chief. And you know, man, it just gave me goosebumps when I saw him because he's a little boy that's in the culture. And you know, when you got that with them kids, and the girls ain't no joke neither now. These little queens, Creole West got some little queens that are getting your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Golden Blade has some queens that are getting your stuff because of what their big chief is teaching. That's where it all goes back to, what your big chief teaching. If he teaching you wrong, bro, you're gonna be out there with two left shoes on, and you're gonna be just going in different directions. But if your big chief teach you right, you're gonna see how it comes to you.
A wise man said he would walk 40 miles up a steep mountain just to save one. And if we could save one,
That's all you need.
he gonna be able to save millions. But we gotta save that one first.
Y'all make some noise, man. Last but not least, y'all got any social media platforms y'all want our followers to follow y'all on, man? Just shout that out right quick.
Oh man, Voices of the Culture podcast. Big Chief Dewey, the Night Walk Black Hatchet, and myself, Bob Horace of the Creole West. We have a podcast radio show every Thursday night, 7 p.m. on the radio station. We are FM 90.3 FM on the World Wide Web. You can listen to us on WAMF.org. Follow our page on Instagram, Creole West Mardi Gras Indians. It's 2 pages, one with the tribe and one with me. I can't, Instagram won't let me change it. Most of all, man, come to New Orleans, come to the Backstreet Culture Museum.
Yeah, that's my
2 tours. They got 2 tour guys that I prefer. One is Horace, Trinity Luxury Affairs, and Mike Bartholomew with his tour, NOLA Tours. I mean, those people gonna lead you to this museum, which is gonna, is, like I always say, it's for us. It ain't no, like New Orleans Museum of Art and all that. This us. This the culture.
Authentic.
Yeah. And I definitely can't forget keeping in the culture 3400 South Claiborne.
Believe.
You can get all your memorabilia, pictures. Yeah, my Big Chief Beautiful got some stuff in there now. You ain't gotta be no Indian now. He catered to the Indians, second liners, and the regular people now.
And my page handle is Brian Banks Facebook or Backstreet Culture Museum. And I would like to shout out my tribe, Black Flame Hunters, from the Big Chief to the Queens to the War Chief, Gang Flag, which is me, Flag Boys, Spy Boys, and to the Lil Spy Boys and the Lil War Chief we got. And R.I.P. to the guy, my first Big Chief Tone, he passed away. You got Leonard, that was with Golden Spears. Leonard, you got my old War Chief, Digger, and you got my boy Lou, just passed away. So, with them in my heart, I'ma just keep pushing for them.
Now, Backstreet family, man.
Yeah, and the Backstreet family.
And CJ.
Yeah, CJ.